Welcome back to the Technology Risk Podcast.
Great to be back.
Today, we're really digging into something quite alarming. It's a zero-day vulnerability in WhatsApp. And this one specifically targeted Apple users, leading to some pretty sophisticated spyware being deployed.
Yeah, it's definitely caught a lot of attention.
Our goal today is to cut through the noise a bit, look at the reports, and figure out what really matters here, how it worked, who's impacted, and most importantly, what we can actually do about these kinds of invisible threats.
Right. Practical steps.
Exactly. But before we jump right in, just a quick reminder to please subscribe to the Technology Risk Podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. It helps you stay up to date.
Absolutely. And this topic, it's more than just another tech headline, wouldn't you say? It feels like a real wake-up call.
I agree.
What really bites about this isn't just what happened, it's how it challenges some of our assumptions. Like the idea that Apple devices are somehow inherently bulletproof.
Right, that fortress mentality.
Or even the idea that you have to, click on something bad or actively do something to get infected. This wasn't like that. This is more about passive exposure. The vulnerability turned the very act of not interacting into a potential risk.
That passive element is...
Oof.
Yeah, it's unsettling. And when we talk about this threat landscape, it's clearly escalating. I saw Google's threat analysis group reported zero-day exploits surged, 50% in 2023?
50%, yeah.
And mobile platforms are one of the fastest growing targets. Just shows how much things have shifted.
Absolutely. The sheer speed, the speed these threats evolve means what we thought was safe yesterday. Well, maybe it isn't today. It just underscores the absolute urgency, really, of keeping your systems patched and updated.
Okay, let's break that down, this term zero day. It sounds pretty ominous. Can you maybe explain what that means in this context? And how was it used on WhatsApp here? Did people have to, fall for a phishing link or something?
Not even close. And that's honestly what makes this so chilling. A zero day, it's basically a flaw, a previously unknown weakness in software that attackers find and exploit before the vendor. Before WhatsApp, or Apple in this case, even knows it exists. There's 0 days of warning for the defender.
Ah, hence the name.
Exactly. So for this attack, they use that kind of hidden weakness to push spyware directly onto iPhones. And the delivery, this is the insidious part. It could be triggered by something as simple as a malicious call or even just a message arriving. Often, the user didn't even need to answer the call for the spyware deployment to happen.
Wow.
It was silent, pretty much undetectable invasion.
So just a single missed call or a message that just lands in your inbox, and that could be it.
Potentially.
That's a massive shift from, what most people think about cyber attacks. Click the bad link, open the dodgy attachment.
Right. And these silent attacks, they're becoming more common. I think Symantec said they account for something like, 27% of major mobile breaches reported recently? That's significant.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, okay, this spyware gets installed silently. What could it actually do?
Well, once it's on there, it essentially granted the attackers remote access. And we're talking access to an incredible amount of sensitive data. Think private messages, photos, even turning on the microphone to record conversations.
Oh.
It's very reminiscent of those past high-profile mobile surveillance tools like Pegasus.
Ah, yes. Infamous.
Infamous, exactly. Used against journalists, activists. That comparison alone should give you a chilling sense of the scale and capability here.
Hearing about microphone recordings?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really makes you think twice about where you leave your phone during sensitive meetings or chats, doesn't it?
It absolutely should.
But why mobiles specifically? Why are they becoming so prime targets? We've always hammered on desktop security in the corporate world, but the numbers, like you said, show mobiles are the new battleground. What's so different about our phones?
Well, I think it boils down to maybe two main things: data density and constant connectivity. Our smartphones, let's be honest, they're virtual treasure troves, just packed with sensitive info, personal messages, work emails, bank details, health apps, maybe even more than our laptops now. They're the most personal computers we own. That makes them incredibly valuable targets if someone wants to steal data or just spy.
And when you put it like that,
Yeah,
it's staggering how much we trust these things. Forrester had that stat, didn't they?
Right.
Something like 72% of professionals use their mobiles daily for work, email, or corporate apps.
72%, yeah.
That's not just an attack surface anymore. It feels like a wide open door if it's not secured properly.
Exactly. And you mentioned Apple earlier. Well, Apple devices are often seen as inherently safer.
The perception, yeah.
This incident and others like it really challenge that idea. Attackers are finding ways into every ecosystem. In fact, Apple reported, I think it was 20 zero-day vulnerabilities in 2023. That was the highest number ever recorded for them.
20. Wow.
Yeah. It shows a real shift in focus from the attackers. So relying on that perception of inherent safety, it's becoming a dangerous illusion.
And what about the sophistication? You mentioned these things are stealthy. They use obfuscation techniques. Can you quickly unpack that?
Sure. Obfuscation is essentially digital camouflage. Attackers disguise their malicious code. They make it look like normal, harmless activity. They might encrypt things, break the code into tiny pieces, hide it inside legitimate processes.
Sneaky.
Very sneaky. It makes it incredibly hard for standard security tools to flag it as bad. And that's how the spyware can stay hidden for so long. Citizen Lab found some advanced spyware can stay undetected for 6 months, maybe even longer.
6 months.
It's a constant cat and mouse game, and the attackers are getting really good at hiding.
Okay, so that's the attack vector, the how.
Mm-hmm.
What about the fallout? What does this really mean for people, like personally, and for businesses?
Well, for individuals, it's about massive privacy exposure. Attackers potentially harvesting personal chats, ID data, your location history, everything. And we've seen it before in other spyware campaigns. Private messages get weaponized, used for blackmail, extortion. The compromise isn't just data loss. It can genuinely dismantle someone's personal life.
That's terrifying. And it's not just personal, is it? The business angle is huge, too. If employees have compromised phones, they could be unknowingly leaking sensitive company data, right? Client info, internal comms.
Absolutely. The Verizon DBIR, their data breach investigations report, now attributes, I think, 30% of enterprise security incidents to mobile device compromises.
30%. That should make every CISO, every IT department really sit up and take notice.
Definitely. Your employees' personal phones, if they use them for work, are often direct gateways into your corporate network.
So it all seems to circle back to updates, doesn't it?
It really does. Once a zero-day like this is found and a patch is released, you have to apply it. It's the only defense, period. There was that U.S. CERT statistic. Something like 58% of exploited vulnerabilities could have been stopped with timely patching.
More than half.
More than half. It just hammers home how vital it is to act fast. Any delay is just inviting trouble. Delay equals danger.
Okay, so knowing all that, what can we actually do? Let's get practical. What are the strategies for individuals, for organizations, to protect against this kind of mobile spyware? Where do we start?
You start with the golden rule, honestly. Patch immediately. Always update your apps, update your operating systems as soon as those security patches drop. It's the single most effective thing you can do.
Makes sense. Patch, patch, patch.
These patches exist specifically to close the holes the attackers are trying to crawl through.
Okay, so patching first. What else? We can't just rely on patches arriving in time, right?
No, you need vigilance too. You need to watch your device. Monitor for unusual behavior. Spyware isn't always completely invisible. Look for clues like your battery draining way faster than usual, or the device getting weirdly hot when you're not doing much, or unusual spikes in data usage. These can be indicators that something unwanted is running in the background. If something feels off, don't just ignore it. Check it out.
Good point. Be aware of your device's normal behavior.
And another crucial step, app permissions. Be really mindful of what access you grant apps. Limit access to things like your microphone, your camera, your location. Only give permission when it's absolutely necessary for the app to function.
Right. Does that game really need my contacts list?
Exactly. Question every permission request. If a simple utility app wants access to sensitive data, that should be a huge red flag.
Oh, okay, that's useful for individuals. What about companies? What's the key tool for them?
For organizations, it really comes down to mobile device management. MDM. Enforcing MDM solutions is crucial. It lets IT push out those critical updates centrally and enforce security policies across all employee devices, whether they're company-owned or personal devices used for work, the whole BYOD thing.
So it gives them visibility and control.
Precisely. Visibility and control over that massive, expanding mobile attack surface.
And finally,
never underestimate education. Educate your employees, educate your users. Awareness is just paramount. Deloitte found that companies running mobile security awareness programs cut related incidents by 40%.
40% reduction just from awareness.
Yeah. It proves security isn't just a tech problem solved by software, it's a human issue too. And mobile security is everyone's responsibility now.
So looking ahead, it sounds like we should just expect more of this.
Yeah.
More mobile zero days.
Unfortunately, yes. As attackers keep evolving, keep refining their methods, these kinds of sophisticated attacks, they're only projected to increase. on both iOS and Android. It's an arms race, and it's constantly heating up.
Which forces a change in mindset, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. I think what's compelling here is how it forces us towards a zero-trust approach. Specifically for mobile, we just have to treat mobile devices as potential risks, not as inherently trusted things. Verify every access request, assume breach.
Don't just trust it because it's your phone or it's on the network.
Exactly. You can't make assumptions anymore.
And realistically, this means organizations need to budget for it, right?
Yep.
Expand security spending specifically for mobile.
Without a doubt. Many companies still underfund mobile security compared to, say, their desktop or server security. That has to change. If you want to stay secure against these modern threats, the investment isn't optional anymore.
Have you seen examples of this playing out, like companies that did it right versus those that didn't?
Oh, definitely. There are clear examples. Take a big multinational company. They used MDM rigorously, enforced rapid patching across all employee phones. They were targeted aggressively, but because of that centralized patch management, they had 0 device compromises.
Wow. Proof positive.
It really is. Centralized patching, properly managed, is probably the best defense when you're under fire like that.
And the flip side, a failure example.
Yep, seen that too. A smaller business maybe thought they weren't a big target. They delayed updating employee iPhones for several weeks after a patch came out. End result, multiple compromised devices. They ended up exposing sensitive client data.
Ouch.
Yeah. Faced significant compliance fines, reputational damage. It shows how quickly a small oversight, a delay, can spiral into a major breach.
Real consequences.
Very real.
So as we kind of wrap this up, maybe a final thought for our listeners to chew on.
Well, maybe the most unsettling takeaway is this. In this mobile arms race, staying truly secure might mean actively distrusting the very convenience our smartphones offer. It sort of challenges us to rethink our entire digital existence from a perpetually guarded stance. Does convenience now come at the cost of assuming constant risk?
That's
Yeah.
That's a provocative thought. Distrusting the convenience.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap, the WhatsApp Apple zero-day exploit is a stark reminder. Even trusted apps on devices we think are secure aren't immune to sophisticated spyware.
Absolutely. No room for complacency, especially when attackers might just need to make your phone ring once.
But the good news is there are actions we can take.
Definitely. Patching immediately, enforcing strong mobile device policies in businesses, raising awareness. These steps can drastically reduce exposure for both companies and individuals.
So the call to action is clear. Update your WhatsApp, update your iOS or Android devices today. And if you're in a business context, maybe take a fresh look at your organization's mobile security posture.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, that brings us to the end of our discussion today. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Technology Risk Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, or wherever you listen. It helps us keep bringing you these insights.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us on the Technology Risk Podcast. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you next time.